NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell now being called for deposition in Colin Kaepernick's collusion case against the NFL. He joins at least 2 other league executives and a handful of team owners. So how far can this possibly go?
Here to weigh in is former federal attorney Emily Compagno. Good morning, Emily. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning.
So how far can this go? What are we going to see out of this, Roger Goodell?
It's probably not going to go as far as we think it is. Now, remember, Kaepernick has filed for arbitration per the terms of the CBA, and that's a different set of rules than we see in a traditional court setting. So unlike traditional court, there's no subpoena power here. And historically, in NFL arbitration, only 5 people are allowed to be deposed per side. So here, without that subpoena power, the power to compel is a lot more diluted, and each side can dig in their heels and refuse to oblige. And for someone like Goodell, which is so high up in which the NFL staunchly protects in depositions, it's highly unlikely the judge will approve that he evidentiary has to be deposed here. Remember, the judge has yet to approve any of this, and Garagos has put forth at least 8 executives' names, and here again, if 5 is the average, the judge will not approve anyone's.
You know, what's so interesting about this is that in my opinion, it wouldn't take collusion for nobody to want this guy right now. I mean, he's who wants to touch a quarterback that's this controversial? They could all independently think, I don't want this guy. They didn't have to get together and make this a decision, did they? He's not Tom Brady. He's not going to change, the team, that dramatically. Who wants to touch somebody that might cost them a lot of their fan base?
Exactly. And remember, now the media is covering the fact that these gentlemen have been asked to be deposed, but that doesn't mean if something is unearthed in the form of an email or a text in the cell phone records, if something is unearthed to that effect, it does not rise to the level of collusion. And it is Kaepernick's burden, by a clear preponderance of evidence, to prove that 2 or more came to that agreement. That goes way beyond one owner expressing to another, I don't want to hire this guy, and the other owner agreeing. That is still not an agreement not to hire. So frankly, the burden is high, and the evidence as we know it is not there.
So you don't think Kaepernick has a case?
Not from what we know thus far. It is curious to me, and frankly beyond the legal standard, why Garagos did not even mention or reference a smoking gun or any type of evidence that points to that, let alone the specificity required in that original filing. So basically, we have yet to hear even an allusion to something actually happening rather than a specific description of such. So without that, no judge is going to approve 8 people being deposed and turning over all their emails in the hopes of finding something slight.
Yeah, it's a shot in the dark. Emily, thanks so much for coming on this morning.
Exactly.
We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
54 minutes after.